road diverges in the desert. Lexus. The road you're on, John Anderton, is the one less traveled. Make sure you follow
Good evening, John.
You can move the old-fashioned
John Anderton.
21 stands provides gourmet cuisine.
John Anderton, you could use a Guinness right about now.
Stressed out, John Anderton?
Escape from it all, Harrison. Get away, John Anderton. Forget your troubles. Let's go.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I am the Crypto Crow, and boy, do I have two videos that I'm probably going to record today and put out through Thursday that are going to blow your friggin' mind. Okay, like I can't even believe what I'm going to be showing you today, now, in a few minutes, and then tomorrow's video is going to wake you up quite a bit as well. It's going to be nuts. But anyway, make sure you check out crowtokens.com. There are no tokens in circulation just yet, but they're coming. They've been minted. They're out. Check out the website. Learn a little bit about all the different fun things that I like to do. Yeah, just check it out. That's all I can really tell you. Cardano's best shitcoin, crowtokens.com. All right. Cardano TVL currently at 187.82 million, up a little bit since even this morning, so that's pretty good. What it is at the time you guys watch this video, I don't know, but that's what it is right now at press time, obviously. And I also posted about Crow Tokens on my Twitter account. If you follow me on Twitter, there you go. Make sure you like it, retweet, post some comments, build that engagement up, and make sure you leave your ADA address and any comment you leave on anything I do anywhere. You might just see some tokens pop in your wallet. And the policy ID is on crowtokens.com. It's right here, policy ID. So if you get any other tokens from any other policy ID, it's not the same. It's not from me. Don't touch them. Could be a trap. There you go. Now, I'm going to ask you guys a question because what I'm about to show you is going to absolutely flip your gourd. First of all, I want to thank Coin Insider for tipping me off about this because he just popped up with a video today. I never heard of this before. I didn't know it was a thing. And I am just wowed. And I went and I started reading about it. And I'm like, this is actually a thing. This is real. So since I was a kid, when I was a real young lad, I don't know how old I was, 13, maybe 12. And I remember there being a lot of stuff going on around, like people impersonating young kids, right, on the internet, in chat rooms and things like that. And this was back in the time when we had I think it was 28.8 baud modems, dial up. Okay, that's how long it's been. Ding, ding, ding. You remember that? Yeah, I do, because I'm old. So for a lot of you young people out there, you're like, what the hell did he just do? That was the sound of our internet connectivity back in the day when Jesus walked the earth. So I remember war dialing on a Commodore 64 with dial-up in my neighborhood, okay? So anyway, I didn't do anything bad. It was just a curiosity thing to just see who else has a modem. So anyway, but back then, identity was a really big thing because there still is today, people, pretending to be other people and so forth. Obviously, as influencers and educators all over YouTube, we get impersonators all over the place on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook and you name it. There are people messaging all of our friends pretending to be us about some great investment opportunity that we really know nothing about. But that is going to be changing soon, very likely, but in a kind of a sinister way, if I were to hazard a guess, because we also know that, and my point is that I used to wonder, how difficult would it be to create a global ID, a way that maybe you go and you register at the license branch and you get an ID number, and that ID number is then sent to the internet service provider. Okay, this is an idea I had when I was real young. And I'm like, and it becomes like your internet driver's license, and that can be identified with maybe your initials, your age, and your location, right? ASL. And that was a thing back then. So basically you could get kind of ASL without giving any real personal information, but at least being able to say, well, this dude's registered as a 60-year-old man. He's not a, 14-year-old girl in Idaho or whatever, right? And just to kind of limit what people can get away with. And so that is about to happen, but it's about to happen in a big, crazy ass way. I'm going to show it to you right now. I'm going to get these tokens. I'm letting you know I'm getting them now, not because I think that the project is going to be what they are proposing it to be. I think it's going to be much bigger and probably a little seedier, darker than that, but that's just my opinion. Okay. It's my opinion. You're going to get it when I break it down for you. But anyway, we're all familiar with ChatGPT, right? OpenAI, originally founded by, oh my gosh, now I can't even remember, Sam Altman, right? Sam Altman and Elon Musk. And Elon Musk wanted this to be like an open source for the world, kind of a not-for-profit thing, okay? And he left. And then apparently, from what I gather, soon after he left, they decided, Sam Altman and whoever else, in their altruistic ideology, supposed anyway, that they were going to make it a for-profit company, and they were going to make it a liberal based, like a very liberal slanted application. If you've played around with ChatGPT to any length, it doesn't really take that long to see the liberal bias, okay, the slant. Like, you can't say, it won't say some things and it will say the opposite of those things. We'll just say that. You know, and it's like, I am not like a Trumper, like a hardcore Trumper. I'm not a hillbilly. I don't own an F-250 truck. You know, I don't drive around with a flag, you know, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with those people. I'm sure some of you guys watch this channel and I appreciate you. I'm just not that. Okay. But if you try to ask ChatGPT if Donald Trump was an amazing president or was he a good president or whatever, it'll basically tell you to F off, right? But if you ask it about Biden, well, it's got all kinds of great stuff to say about Biden. So it's a politically biased platform, but that political bias spills into everything, okay? And to me, that's dark. To me, that's truly dark, because any bias in a global application like that, especially a for-profit application, that to me is like, whoa, what are we doing here? Okay. But it's just all another facet of the overall indoctrination of society, basically trying to make and force everybody to think and believe a certain way, regardless of facts or details. That's not even what this is about. But that is to set the stage for the next technology that they are working on. This is called WorldCoin. This is founded by Sam Altman and some others as part of Tools for Humanity. Okay, what is WorldCoin? If I might ask, you might be asking. I don't know. So OpenAI's CEO's WorldCoin releases a crypto wallet. That's just a little part of this. WorldCoin is ultimately a new company valued at around $1 billion already, based off of current Silicon Valley investments and investments from like the billionaire CEO of LinkedIn and others. And it is ultimately an effort to pay you, I think, $25 to $35 in cryptocurrency, free cryptocurrency, WorldCoin, that is not launched yet. Probably going to launch sometime between now and the end of this year. And they're going to pay you to scan your retina. Yes, they're going to pay you in crypto to scan your retina. And they're going to do that with offices all over the world. I am not going to get it, especially when they see this video, but I filled out the application to be an operator. Wouldn't you love to see me as I'm scanning your retina and giving you some free crypto? Listen, here's the fact. This is ultimately being established in efforts to bring in a universal income. Okay? Now, that be like, as well as any one of a million other use cases. It could potentially be utilized for voting, proving your identity. And the first thing you're gonna say is, why do they want to scan my retina? Well, I know that your retina, there are different parts of your body that are uniquely identifiable to you. Obviously, fingerprints are the ones that are the easiest to lay around and to track and all of that. From what I understand, your dental record is very unique to each individual. And your retina is like probably one of the most, and also the bones in your hand, as we learned from UFO engineer. Gosh, I am so bad with remembering names all of a sudden in this video. Bob Lazar, when he came out back in the 80s and said, yeah, we went out to like SG1 or whatever. I know it's not SG1, it's a TV show. I forget what it's called, but basically Area 51 where he worked, and they had bone scanners, right? And at the time it was like, that's stupid. That's not even a thing, but it turns out they were. And it read the bone structure in your hand because it was uniquely identifiable to you. So we've got bone scanners and then retina scanners. And retina scans are universal for very high-end, high-grade security systems and things like that. We've seen it in every movie where there's some sort of big heist or whatever, right? So that technology is a real thing. However, they want to scan your retina, and then they want to attach your retina data to a hash so that they can throw away your retina scan, because that wouldn't be used for anything anymore. But they would have a cryptographic hash that is used to store your retinal ID that can be used to ultimately become your universal identification, your global ID. Now, why is this all so trippy to me? Number one, because it's happening. Okay, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's happening. And what is starting, I believe, as we're going to give you some crypto to scan your ID, will become a mandate at some point in the future where everybody is going to have to do this. Why? Think about Minority Report. Minority Report, the guy, he's walking and, he apparently, I don't remember what it was. It's been so long since I've seen the movie. He's basically trying to get away from people. And he goes and has an orbital, like an eyeball transplant, right? He gets somebody else's eyeballs transplanted into his, because everywhere he goes, the signage is scanning his retina, right? They're scanning his eyeballs and they're running his background check, and they're trying to figure out what he had for breakfast and what kind of clothing he needs to buy, or if his refrigerator's out of milk, right? And so he gets hit with these ads everywhere he goes. That's the future. That is the future. And this, my friends, is very likely going to be the technology that helps usher that in. Not only that, I'd be willing to bet that once this technology is mandated by anyone, everyone, probably as part of some sort of World Economic Forum agenda that's going to come down with, think about it. All these altruism people, they're all a part of the same group. Okay, they're all part of the same think tanks. They all go to the same meetings and they all listen to the same kumbaya music while they're figuring out ways to usher in more and more control over the populations of the world over. Okay, so when I see this kind of technology, the first thing I think to myself, oh, this is scary. But B, oh, this is probably going to be pretty profitable, depending on how they establish the utility of the token, right? So, and this is likely going to be a global effort. This isn't just going to be like in the United States or some little country here and there. This is going to be a global thing where everybody's retinas are going to get scanned, and that's it. And if you commit a big crime somewhere, you're going to have to do an eyeball transplant like Tom Cruise did in Minority Report. That's just the way it is. And hope it's not somebody that did something worse, which is why they lost their eyes to begin with. But this is actually the orb. And apparently these are going to be put in physical locations all over the place. And operators are going to be responsible for marketing and drawing people in en masse to be paid to get their retinas scanned and put into this system. Tech millionaire Sam Altman's new startup WorldCoin uses orb-shaped devices to scan people's eyes in exchange for free cryptocurrency. But that cryptocurrency has no real use yet. There's no real demand for it. There's no use case. So there's really no way of defining what its valuation is actually going to be. It could be worth a tiny fraction of a penny, or it could be worth $1,000 a piece. Nobody knows, because we don't even really have the tokenomics for these tokens yet. We don't have anything because nothing is launched. The company has so far amassed over 100,000 users globally already and aims to hit the 1 billion user milestone by 2023. Keep in mind, this is CNBC, okay? They're definitely going to be all about promoting this. WorldCoin CEO Alex Blania hinted WorldCoin could be used as infrastructure for a universal basic income one day. Think about this. For those of you out there that are thinking universal basic income, oh my gosh, we're really going to be a socialist country. Here's the fact. You can look at that in one of two ways. And this is just me being very centrist, okay? Not right or left. I think about it one of two ways. When I think of artificial intelligence and I think of technology as it's transforming the world on a global level, what is ultimately happening to people? Less and less jobs are available for the factory workers, for the cashiers, for the secretaries, for basically the person-to-person jobs where roles that can be automatically filled by artificial intelligence are going to be filled by artificial intelligence, and more people are going to be out of work. And the people that want to maintain the presence in the workforce to some degree are going to have to use, learn, and ultimately identify with a lot of new technologies that they're otherwise not familiar with. Artificial intelligence being one. We're seeing artists lose their minds over artificial intelligent art. Mid-Journey, Stable Diffusion, all of these things that I love, that has empowered me a great deal to do all sorts of things. But ultimately, a lot of people are going to be losing their jobs, like en masse, sooner than later. And as this technology continues to grow, I mean, we're going to get to a point where AI is going to be used for the vast majority of things we do day to day. And on top of that, our phones are going to become our personal assistants. Our phones are going to keep track of so much of what we do, what we say. They already are. But when this data is then is transformed into a usable application to remind us, hey, Jason, you forgot you've got this meeting at so-and-so time, and hey, this call's coming at so-and-so time. You scheduled it last Thursday. Don't forget. All of that kind of stuff. You're not going to need a secretary anymore, right? Which is going to make wives happy the world over because you're not going to sleep with your AI bot. I kid. So the point is that a lot of this stuff that's happening is it's starting to pick up steam, and it's going to happen faster and faster, likely at a very strong exponential rate of growth, and ultimately leaving so many people out of jobs without the ability to learn a new trade or to learn this new technology, whether it's age or whatever, mental capacity or whatever the case may be for the individual. And I believe that is why universal income is likely going to become a real thing. And that universal income is likely going to be in the form of what? CBDCs. These CBDCs that are also going to be trackable, programmable money that are going to be issued to the public based off of WorldCoin's retinal identification hash. That's what's going to happen. This is the future. This is coming. And I guarantee you this all lines up perfectly with the efforts of groups like the World Economic Forum and then some. And a lot of this is going to be pushed by these people because ultimately, what does it do for them? While it all comes as a service to us, a convenience, a way of kind of lining up, right, as a commodity to these people that are in control, it enhances their control and their ability to control what we do, where we go, what we buy, what we eat, all of that. Which is why when people that have such a liberal bias are building these kinds of applications and companies, when I know that there are going to be elements of these technologies put in place to likely, let's just say maybe make things a little more difficult for people that don't believe the way they do or think the way they do or fall in line politically with what they believe and so forth and so on, that is a scary proposition for me, which is also one of the reasons why I believe that a lot of these liberal, left-leaning individuals in technology should probably do something to try and hide some of it to some degree if they really want any kind of real-world adoption without governmental mandates forcing everybody to do this kind of stuff. Okay, that's just a little tip. But this is happening, folks. I don't know really what else to tell you, but this is a real technology. It's coming. There's a lot of information about it all over the place, so you can start diving in all you want and learning more about it. I don't yet know really any details about the token itself or the cryptocurrency because there's not much information about it. But when you find something about it, make sure you let me know in the comments below, because I do check my comments and I read a lot of them. But there's so much stuff. I mean, are you seeing yet? Are you seeing how all of these dots can be easily connected into one grand plan for the world? That this isn't just a country thing or a right versus left thing, that this is an agenda that is coming together from all over, parts all over the world, with different players playing specific roles in all of it. And they all come together once a year in Switzerland and talk about it. Now we're talking about it too. Listen, folks, enjoy your afternoon. Until next time, guys, crow your coins, and I'll see you again soon.